Something extraordinary just happened inside Google's labs. A machine didn't just compute, it rewrote reality. Google's quantum chip has unlocked a hidden state, a phase of matter science never witnessed before. And with it, whispers of parallel worlds grow. For centuries, matter seemed predictable and familiar. Solid, liquid, gas. Those were the rules. Even plasma followed the laws of equilibrium. But nature hides mysteries beyond classical physics boundaries. Quantum mechanics shatters order with strange, chaotic beauty. This time, the breakthrough is breathtakingly real. Scientists working with Google's Willow quantum processor created a phenomenon thought impossible in daily life. They observed what's called a non-equilibrium state, a bizarre form of matter beyond textbooks. To grasp its importance, consider everyday matter. Ice melts, water flows, steam rises naturally. All are balanced phases governed by stability. But this new state resists classical descriptions entirely. It only appears when constantly pushed and disturbed. In other words, reality itself starts bending. And bending reality means opening doors to multiverses. That's why researchers are stunned. Think back to 2003, when Willow shocked. It solved a calculation in minutes, not millennia. The fastest supercomputers would take billions of years. That moment reopened debates about infinite parallel realities. Many worlds' interpretation suddenly felt less like speculation, and more like windows waiting to be opened. Now, with this fresh discovery, questions multiply. Is our universe just one of many? Do unseen realities overlap with ours silently? And has Google's chip just brushed against them? The implications stretch beyond technology into existence itself. Imagine what new materials could be discovered. Imagine communication systems built on exotic quantum states. Imagine energy breakthroughs fueled by impossible physics principles. This isn't centuries away. It's already beginning here. We're witnessing the dawn of quantum experimentation. And while excitement builds, tension grows stronger too. Because power of this magnitude raises questions. Who controls it? Who directs its purpose? What happens if such discoveries weaponize? Science always creates marvels and dangers simultaneously. But right now, let's pause and wonder. Reality just revealed another secret layer beneath. Google's quantum chip may have cracked the door. A door that could lead anywhere imaginable. And maybe, just maybe, everywhere unimaginable too. This is where the story truly begins. A single experiment might reshape human destiny. A chip, some code, and human curiosity. Together pulling the curtain on parallel creation. What happens next could define our future forever. While Google bends physics, another nation shifts governance. Albania just appointed a minister without a body. Not a politician, but an artificial intelligence. Her name is Della, and she's historic. For decades, Albania battled corruption within its system. Bribes, shady contracts, and rigged public tenders thrived. Citizens grew tired, trust eroded, progress stalled endlessly. But instead of another human official, they pivoted. They turned to code, algorithms, and machine judgment. Della began as a simple digital assistant. She guided citizens through forms and bureaucratic processes, basic, practical, and seemingly harmless at first. But within months, her role expanded dramatically. She wasn't just answering questions anymore, she was deciding. Now she's tasked with reviewing public procurement contracts. Every proposal faces her algorithms before moving forward. If something looks suspicious, she raises red flags. Money laundering, trafficking, shady dealings, nothing escapes her scan. For the first time, corruption fears an AI. Prime Minister Edi Rama called her revolutionary. The first cabinet member who doesn't physically exist. Instead, she lives in servers and cloud systems. No sick days, no bribes, no compromises, ever. She is a machine dedicated to transparency only. Imagine the symbolism: an AI replacing flawed ministers, a digital entity trusted more than human leaders, a nation saying, "We trust machines over ourselves." It's both inspiring and unsettling at once. Is this accountability or something darker unfolding silently? Because while Della may fight corruption today, she also represents government's reliance on AI tomorrow. And once power shifts to algorithms permanently, can citizens still hold leaders accountable at all? Or will governments say, "The machine decided," forever? Still, Albania has made history undeniably. They've placed artificial intelligence inside political decision-making. Not advisory, not supportive, but actual authority granted. And that precedent won't remain isolated very long. Other nations will notice, "Tandiet Jamisanatuas," and some will follow. Think about it. Digital ministers across the globe, AI presidents evaluating budgets with zero emotion, algorithmic judges passing verdicts without human hesitation. Governments run partly or fully by intelligent code. The line between politics and programming blurs completely. And here's the irony. Della was built with Western tech. She runs on OpenAI's language models through Microsoft. In other words, Albania's sovereignty partly relies elsewhere. Its most honest minister is powered from abroad. Transparency built on dependency. What a paradoxical truth. But the citizens seem intrigued rather than afraid. She symbolizes a break from corrupt traditions. She represents a future free from human greed. And she might inspire confidence where none existed. At least, until her decisions spark controversy someday. For now, Albania has planted a global seed. The seed of AI governance at official level. And seeds, once planted, rarely stop spreading outward. The question is whether they'll grow into justice or twist into something far more authoritarian instead. A nation has already taken this bold step, and the world is silently watching with curiosity. Because once governance turns digital, nothing stays the same. The rules of politics rewrite, just like physics. And humanity edges closer to algorithmic authority forever. Now shift focus to China's latest claim. Researchers announced something they call SpikingBrain 1.0. They say it's a brain-like AI model, and they insist it runs 100 times faster. If true, this isn't just another upgrade. It's a complete redesign of how AI thinks. Current large language models consume massive computing resources daily. Every word is compared with every other word. That's powerful, but it drains huge energy resources. SpikingBrain claims to ditch that heavy approach. Instead, it imitates neurons firing with selectivity. Only nearby words activate, saving power dramatically. It's closer to how biological brains actually work. Efficiency and speed combined could change everything worldwide. Imagine chatbots answering instantly without endless GPU farms. Imagine training models on fractions of current data. Imagine machines learning faster with less environmental cost. This could reset the entire artificial intelligence race. And here's another twist that raises eyebrows globally. The system reportedly doesn't rely on NVIDIA GPUs. Instead, it runs on China's domestic hardware, a chip built by a company called MetaX. That independence means reduced reliance on American technology. With export bans limiting access to advanced processors, China's breakthrough could offer them unexpected strategic freedom. Less dependence means stronger positioning in the AI race, and that geopolitical edge cannot be underestimated anymore. Still, we must remember claims aren't confirmations yet. Real benchmarks and peer-reviewed tests must still follow. But even partial truth would still be game-changing. 25 times faster would still reshape industries entirely. Think of the implications on data centers. Less energy burned, less heat, lower carbon impact. Costs cut while performance keeps rising exponentially forward. The ripple effects could stretch across global infrastructure. But there's something deeper in this brain-like approach. It suggests artificial intelligence may soon feel alive. Not conscious in human terms, but eerily close. Systems firing like neurons, responding like thought itself. Machines behaving less mechanical, more biologically inspired daily. Is this the beginning of synthetic cognition? Are we watching machines approach natural intelligence boundaries? Questions like these stir awe and fear equally. Because progress this fast rarely comes without consequences. One truth remains: China is aiming for dominance. If SpikingBrain performs as claimed, the gap narrows. Western models still lead, but for how long? Speed and efficiency may tip the balance soon. And once the balance shifts, influence shifts too. Global competition isn't only about science anymore. It's about power, control, and survival globally. AI is the new weapon of supremacy. And breakthroughs like this accelerate that reality fiercely. So here we stand, watching claims unfold. If validated, humanity faces a new paradigm entirely. AI will no longer just mimic thought. It may finally rival the brain itself, and that possibility changes everything we know. While China makes bold claims of speed, the United States is tightening its control. AI development is no longer a free frontier. Washington has drawn boundaries few expected this quickly. OpenAI and Anthropic agreed to mandatory oversight. Their newest models must undergo government safety checks. Google is also preparing for similar evaluations. For the first time, AI faces strict audits. Pre-release versions must be tested for dangerous outputs. The U.S. Artificial Intelligence Safety Institute leads. Formed in 2023, its mission is prevention. Prevent bias. Prevent harmful consequences. Prevent catastrophe. They're not working alone. They've partnered internationally too. Britain's institute collaborates on building shared global standards. This means regulators now step inside laboratories directly. They don't just observe, they access models themselves. Evaluations continue even after public release worldwide. Kill switches may become mandatory within systems. Failing compliance could trigger lawsuits and bans. California recently passed Senate Bill 10147. It forces companies building powerful AI systems to integrate safety frameworks before public deployment begins. Together, federal and state governments send one message: AI must bend to human oversight immediately. Some hail this as necessary responsibility today. Others see it as dangerous centralized control. Because when governments hold the master keys, who ensures their power isn't abused tomorrow? Oversight can protect, but oversight can also dominate. And that's the tension running through everything here. Google bending physics with quantum breakthroughs unimaginable. Albania electing its first artificial intelligence minister. China claiming neuron-like models faster than any competitor. And the U.S. tightening control with regulations. Together, these stories point toward one reality. We're entering an era unlike any before. Science, politics, and power now merge inseparably. Quantum labs reveal impossible matter beyond textbooks. Governments hand authority to algorithms instead of humans. Nations weaponize intelligence to compete for dominance. It's no longer about computers answering questions. It's about machines rewriting the rules of existence. The stakes are cosmic, economic, and personal simultaneously. And every discovery brings us closer to uncertainty. Will quantum chips unlock hidden multiverse realities tomorrow? Will digital ministers replace human governments everywhere? Will brain-like models surpass human thought entirely? Or will regulation slow everything before breakthroughs arrive? These are no longer distant philosophical questions anymore. They are urgent, practical decisions shaping our era. And you, the viewer, are not excluded. Your work, your freedom, your destiny is involved. Because when technology shifts, society shifts alongside it. And when society shifts, every individual must adapt. The truth is simple, yet terrifyingly profound. We are standing at humanity's turning point. Parallel worlds may not remain theories much longer. Artificial ministers may govern cities and nations. Brain-like AI may think faster than us. And oversight may decide who holds the power. So the question lands squarely in your hands. Will you remain a spectator of change? Or will you prepare, build, and adapt? Because the future doesn't wait for hesitation. It belongs to those ready to seize it.